It is now.
Hi, Lindsey.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Caden.
Hi, Caden.
Great
It's
to
nice
meet
to meet you.
You too. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Everything okay? You get here good?
Yes, I did. I got a little lost, but made it.
I'm glad you made it.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Excited to have you interviewed. So, first and foremost, I have a list of questions
Okay.
that I'm going to go through. If at all, for whatever reason, if there's anything that pops up that you wanted to bring up, please feel free to kind of lock it away, and we'll come back to that when we're done with the interview here. And I just want to make sure that you understand. I think your thoughts are really important, but we have a few things we want to get across real quick first. All right?
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, perfect. So first off, why are you interested in the position at Weber State here, and why do you feel like you might be a good fit for the administration's office?
I have not only been a student here at Weber State for 4 years, but I've worked as a student worker for the 4 years I've attended. And it has been a really wonderful experience. I've actually gotten to work in a couple of different areas within the admissions office. So I've been able to work on the processing side and articulate transcripts that come in, all of the transfer work from other universities have been able to do that. And then on the campus tour side, I've been able to coordinate all of the campus tours. I did that for a year. So all of the prospective students coming in for campus tours, I was the one that coordinated and scheduled all of those. And then on the recruitment side of the admissions, I was also able to be a member of the ambassador program. And so it allowed me to go out and recruit to high school students to come to Weber State. So I feel like I'd be a really good fit for the admissions office because there's 3 different sections of the admissions office, and I've been able to work in all 3 areas. So,
Great. All right, sounds good. What recruitment experience do you have, and how's it helped develop you professionally? How's it helped develop you?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh, yeah, sure. What recruitment experience do you have, and how has it helped develop you, like, professionally?
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to working for campus tours, I'm going to talk about that for a little bit.
Okay.
So, I'm so sorry. Can you please repeat the question?
Sure, yeah. So basically, what kind of experience do you have that's helped develop you professionally for the job?
Okay. So with these campus tours that have been coming in, it's a very, very diverse population that we get because we get tours coming from all over the state of Utah, all over the U.S., and then we've even had students come from outside of the country. So it's been really cool to get to work with them, and so I feel like that has helped me develop professionally because I've had to realize that I'm going to be interacting with people in all different kinds of environments, people who have grown up in different cultures than I have. I have learned that I need to be sensitive to other people's opinions, and so that's really helped me grow in that way professionally. Another thing that I've been able to do in my time as an admissions ambassador is help run new student orientations. And so those mainly go all through the summer. And I was able to be the keynote presenter for those orientations. And so I didn't used to be very comfortable with public speaking, and then that kind of forced me out of my comfort zone. And I feel like I really grew professionally in my public speaking element.
Great. Thank you. So, just going to give you a scenario real quick. As an admissions advisor, so just kind of think of how you would respond to something like this. You're scheduled to present to high school seniors at different local high schools around the area. However, the high school counselor in the situation forgot to schedule the auditorium for said presentation. What do you do in this sort of situation? How would you improvise? How would you respond?
I feel like in this position you would be working with. Is your gum really good? Okay. Can you please repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, sure. I apologize. So just you have a scenario where you're scheduled to meet at a high school, and the person in charge, whoever it may be, in that case, the person in the administration, forgot to schedule the auditorium for the actual
Oh,
presentation.
okay. So you're just
How would
wondering
you
what
respond?
I would. Okay.
Yeah, how would you build
Okay.
on that awkward scenario?
I feel like you'll be working with a lot of different high schools with a lot of different counselors, and so I feel like the communication could maybe get lost a little bit. So that's maybe why the counselor forgot to, maybe she didn't even know she was supposed to schedule the auditorium.
Mm.
In this scenario, what I would do is if I got to the high school and the auditorium wasn't scheduled, if it was still possibly vacant for the time I needed it, then I would just ask if I could set up in there and still use it. If for some reason somebody was using the auditorium and I couldn't do it, I would maybe see if there was a vacant classroom that we would be able to put all the students in for my presentation. Even if it was a nice day outside, I might even have everybody go outside and we would just do it on the grass. Whatever could work, I would try and make it happen. Still, I wouldn't just call it quits and leave the school. I'd still want to get that good information to those prospective students. So whatever I would have to do, I'd be willing to be flexible with it. So.
Okay, make it happen. I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, as an advisor, you are going to be working with student recruiters who are trained to mentor prospective students. How would you use the student ambassadors in your recruitment efforts?
So, because I have been an ambassador, I've had that experience on that end. I know that it's really important for ambassadors to connect with the prospective high school students,
right,
because they're almost on the same level. Like, it wasn't too long ago I was in high school, and so as an ambassador, I felt like I could connect with the students really well. So now, applying for this job as a full-time recruiter, I would love to be able to use the ambassadors to still connect with the students I'd be working with. So, for example, we do what's called post-high school tour day, and that's when every college in the state of Utah goes to the high schools and they do little sessions. And so the high school students get to pick 3 different colleges that they want to go listen to. And so I would love to have my ambassadors there, because I would love them to give a lot of that presentation, because they can talk all about the student life. They can talk about academics and actually being in the classroom. I mean, I still have that experience from being a student here, but they can just relate better to the ambassadors than they would, just an advisor up at Weber State. And so I would really love to use them, especially in that type of a setting, because they can really answer any questions that these prospective high schools have. So that's how I would use the ambassadors.
Great. Love that. That's really all I have as far as the questions go. I appreciate it. Super solid. Did you have anything else that I can answer for you? Anything and questions that popped up while we were talking? Anything I can do for you?
One I would love to know, just because this job is all about recruiting new freshmen to come to campus, to attend Weber State. I would love to know your statistics from the last academic year. Like, how many new freshmen did we have that enrolled?
Yeah, great. So we got about 26,000 enrolled at Weber State right now, or at least as of last year. And as far as our efforts go, we saw about a 35%, not necessarily increase, but about 35% of those who enrolled were freshmen. So there's a decent amount. Let's not use that. Decent amount of the student body here are freshmen. I think that's in large part in just a positive outlook, I guess, on those ambassadors, those people who are doing all that recruitment to get them to Weber State.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's good to know. I was just curious because, this is what our main effort is, and so I just really wanted to know. So
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of right now, but if I do have any questions, I'll let you know.
Yeah, please call me. I appreciate that. So, okay, well, thank you, Lindsey.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
Absolutely. We'll see you later.
Bye. Oh, shoot, that's 9 minutes.
It's okay.